This welterweight bout is brought to you by Jackson County Tow. Roadside service and towing you can count on. We are always on our toes. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Kansas City, Missouri, Kent Masters! And fighting out of the red corner, also from Kansas City, Tristam Christensen! Let's make some noise!
How about this matchup right here? You have Christensen and Masters, who in their corner is Rudy Bears and Zach Cummings, students of two guys that have fought. This is
round number one. Definitely a lot of MMA firepower, including yourself, Julian, here tonight. So great to do fights in Kansas City because of all of the UFC fighters, as well as UFC, Strikeforce, Bellator veterans in attendance. Kent Masters, black and green trunks, AMI MMA debut. Fourth amateur bout for Tristam Christensen. He's in the black and gold trunks. Throws the knee to Christensen, now the separation.
Masters is coming out here with like a Kung Fu style, his backup like a Lyoto Machida run style Kung Fu. Good combo right there.
Wide right hand that lands from Masters on the inside. Hands very low. Now the switch of stances.
Christian's doing good by keeping his hands up, being patient, not rushing into anything, looking for the counter. But Masters with that teeth, his leg kicks, he's just firing them recklessly right now.
Masters big white swings to the inside, solving the distance on the taller, rangier Christensen.
Christensen doing good right now. Locking Masters up on the back. Good knee to the center.
Short knee from Christensen. Again, the separation.
Masters needs to keep his head or his chin down when he's rushing in like he's been. He could get countered with a solid left punch or a right hook.
Naked on the kick from Masters. No setup whatsoever. And again, you see Masters. Definitely a traditional martial arts style. Very Taekwondo-esque, throwing those naked kicks, open chest now, driving to the inside. Again, much more traditional MMA striking for Christensen. Now holding the overhook, is looking for the high single as Masters.
Masters is doing real good, looking to get that back leg for a trip. He's actually lifting up now, going back into the body lock. Ooh, Christensen with that knee to the center.
60 seconds remaining, round number one. Very competitive between these two fighters thus far. On the separation, Christensen
needs to use that left hand a little bit more. They're in an open stance where the southpaw, the orthodox fighter, the backhand, the rear hand is going to be the most powerful. And it's going to land quicker than the jab.
Ooh, good left hand and the right hand to follow. On the level change now, and Masters, nicely done from the level change, hits the takedown.
Masters is strong. He just literally picked him up with all of his might, and I don't think Christensen was ready for that.
Christensen was trying to find half butterfly guard. Now it's Masters trying to sit through and pass, looking to step over in the full mount. Now he's achieved it. Very effective from Kent Masters on the ground. He loses full mount back in the half guard.
Masters is doing a good job of just floating over the top and not really squeezing his knees and being in position, but he's doing it good right now.
On the back mount, and there's the backdoor escape from Christensen just before the bell, which ends round number one.
Beautiful work on the ground by Masters. As you saw, when he was on top, he wasn't squeezing and grabbing a hold of Christensen's body the whole time to be able to get reversed like we saw in the previous fight. He was floating on top and sitting there. If Christensen would push at his knee or push at his waist, he was floating and moving towards that, not fighting, which was actually a good display of top game jiu-jitsu.
There you see Zach Cummings in the corner of Tristam Christensen. As you talked about, the Bellator and Strikeforce veteran Rudy Bears in the corner of Kent Masters.
If I was in Zach's corner, I would sit there. If I was Zach, I would tell him, hey, Christian, you need to use that left hand a lot more. Masters is running in with his chin high, and he's easily to be able to get caught with that. If I was Masters corner, I would tell him, for Rudy Bears, I'll tell him, keep your chin low and throw a combination before you set your strike in.
Set for round number 2. Tonight's fight clock is presented by Hoy Excavating. Masters coolly walks out, takes center of the cage. Big swings from both fighters. Christensen missed on the rear uppercut. Masters missing with the right hook. And there's the kick followed by the right hand.
One thing Masters is doing, he's throwing combinations. Whether he's throwing it recklessly, he's not afraid to throw. And I feel like Christensen's holding back a little bit from letting him go.
Ken on the duck under, looking for the takedown. Masters couldn't find the outside trip. Nicely defended by Tristam Christensen. Again, the separation. Looking for the teep. Was dropped immediately back to his feet, but Masters pounces.
Good job for getting his back off the cage and moving out, breaking free by Christensen. It's smart, but right now it's looking like fatigue is starting to kick into Masters. He's rushing in, and he's just hanging right now.
Masters looking for the high single on the lift, trying to hit the dump, fishing for the outside trip too. Good defense from Christensen.
Christian lifting that underhook the whole time, was battling the lift of Masters, and it was a beautiful, beautiful display of defense on takedown.
Huge exhale there from Kent Masters.
A good straight left right there.
On the entry for Christensen. Good turn from Masters, in a position to throw knees, holding the S-grip on the body lock. Turn right back from Tristam Christensen.
It looks like Masters is looking up at the clock, trying to figure out the time right here and just hanging on to bleed out the time. But right now, he needs to focus on getting his back off the cage and moving his feet. Don't stay still, or else you're going to get taken down by a pick of the ankle or just a body lock. Christensen right now needs to use his feet to start picking at Masters' ankles, get him off the ground, get him off balance.
Big clubbing right hand from Masters. Christensen missing with the right hand, missing with that right. Walking forward though on the punches now. Masters looking for the level change to escape those punches, looking back for the high single. 40 seconds remaining, round number 2. A very even fight to this point. Now the hammer fist.
That was fatigue right there by Masters. He was tired, didn't want to hang on the cage, so he tried to pull him on top, and it didn't go good for him. But he got back up.
Rear uppercut, that lands from Christensen. Masters hands down, dropping in again, looking for the single.
Masters is showing fatigue, but the fight IQ of Christensen is putting him in positions where it's good, but man, standing up is where you need to be. Masters going to give himself up in a punch, and it'll land, and it could change the fight right there.
Next stop, the third and final round.
Christensen right now needs to settle back, sit back, and let his hands fly. Just start throwing out jabs, pressure him, and put combinations together. Masters is tired. He's going to keep trying to go for the takedowns and keep trying to push it into the cage to nullify the fight so he doesn't get hit. But right now, he is fatigued. This is the time, if you're in Christensen's corner, to say, hey, go after it. You will break him. This is the point. This is what you have to do. So let's see if they end up doing that. Masters does look like he has no quit in him, though, man. He's a Rudy Bears boy. Those boys will fight to the death, and I love it.
Very true. Third and final round underway. Double right hand from Christensen to start round 3. There's the low single on this shot from Kent Masters. Masters single-mindedly looking to take this fight to the ground immediately here in the third and final round.
Masters must be ridiculously strong because he is getting these takedowns on a fresh fighter. I believe Christensen has a great fight, or great cardio right now, but Masters is just pulling them on.
Christensen had a knee bar opportunity. He let it slide, didn't see it. Now looking front choke, nothing there. Just posturing, controlling the head, misses with that right hand. The second right hand lands. Masters right back to the inside.
Christensen needs to keep moving his feet on the cage. He can't be sitting there and letting this fight stop. Right now, he's winning the round with the pressure and just peppering the punches. Masters is doing what he wants to do. He wants to keep this on the cage. He wants to slow the pace down, and he wants to bleed out the time.
Right hand to the body from Christensen. See the heavy driving pressure from Kent Masters. We'll see how patient referee Nick Nolte is in this situation. No call for action from Nolte. Content to let the fighters stay in this almost stalemate position.
Christensen needs to stop doing the guillotine setup that he has right now. Masters is doing good by holding on the leg. He needs to push the head down and fight the head, fight the pressure of the head.
Christensen was trying to walk towards the back. Masters felt it, did well to get back to his feet.
See how Christian has that underhook right now on Masters. Masters, again, is just holding on, trying to nullify the time, which isn't bad. He's tired, we understand, but if Christian just takes his hand out from the underhook and push the head down, he will be able to get out further, and the moment this fight breaks apart is downhill for Masters right now. He's exhausted. Now Christian's got to throw these punches.
Masters just looked up at the clock on the arena scoreboard. Christensen now trying to go to work with his top game. Heavy pressure chest to chest in the half guard of Kent Masters. 40 seconds remaining in this very compelling back and forth fight.
Masters needs to push his body up against the cage and slowly walk his back up the side of the cage. But right now, as you can see, he is tired, and Christensen's doing a good job of keeping his base wide and pressure on top of Masters' shoulders, keeping him pinned down.
Right hands being landed now by Christensen. Final stages of this fight.
Hey, posture up and go, posture up and go.
Masters looking to explode out or at least sit up and through, trying to sit up there on cue in the half guard. The bell, the end of a very competitive fight. Nice moment between these two fighters. Tonight's judges have been assigned by the Missouri Office of Athletics, led by Tim Lukinoff. I like that Fernando Marquez judge.
Fernando Marquez. He's a good-looking man over there, right? Yeah. You know, this is the thing in amateur, you know, fighting, debuts, and beginning guys. Cardio wins fights, and cardio is going to help you get to where you need to be. Both these guys were evenly matched, but when it came down to cardio, Christensen, I believe, had the better tank when it came down to it.
Fernando Marquez, Mike Munoz, Henry Geary, the three judges assigned to this bout. Their scorecards now being tallied. Well fought from both men. Masters making his AMI MMA debut in this bout. This is the fourth amateur fight tonight for Tristam Christensen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Henry Geary scores the bout 30-27. Judge Fernando Marquez scores the bout 30-27. And Judge Michael Munoz scores the bout 30-26. Your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Tristam Christensen!
Unanimous decision win across the board. And Mike Munoz throwing in a 10-8, presumably, I would think, Julian, in round number 3.
Yeah.
So 30-27, 30-27, 30-26. AMI win number 2 in his MMA career for Tristam Christensen. strong performance. Masters had a very unique style. We talked about a very traditional martial arts style, throwing a lot of naked kicks. His hands were down, opening his chest, switch of stances. It took Christensen about half the first round to figure out the timing, and then he started to implement his game from the mid-range.
Yeah, Christensen was being patient and being smart from the beginning to the very end, and it was a fantastic display, especially by a beginning amateur. He has a bright future coming up.
The winner, by way of unanimous decision, Tristam Christensen defeats Tech Masters.